All right, I'm gonna try to do this off the cuff. Off the cuff. See, I already made a mistake without a script. So, as I record this, it is February 2026. The last time an episode of Detoxicity was released, it was October of 2025. So, that's been a long gap, by far the longest gap between episodes since I started recording this podcast back in 2020. And there were a few reasons why I decided to take a pause. One, just some personal life stuff that I needed to get in order. Two, I was exhausted. Doing a podcast is a lot of work. We put together 200 and some odd episodes of these, putting out an episode every week or every other week for 5 years really just kind of takes a toll. I felt the episodes that I was recording were maybe getting a little stale in some spots. I was starting to repeat guests constantly. It just felt like it was time for some new blood or a new change. And I think most importantly, I wasn't sure if the message that I was trying to convey with this podcast was getting across in the right way. Um, I stopped recording right around a particular incident that I'm not going to go into, but it was just kind of all of the stuff that's currently happening in this country felt like it came to one of many heads, and I just had a feeling of why am I doing this? People that I know and care about and trust and love are not are falling victim to all of these weird like manosphere things and just like the general lack of empathy and compassion and knowledge that seems to be running so common in not just America but in the world right now. It just kind of made me wonder like why am I doing this and who am I doing this for? And it took me a minute and some comments from friends and comments from strangers and sort of putting myself back in situations where I felt like my cup could be filled a little bit to come to the decision that I want to continue doing this. So, there will be new Detoxicity episodes. I am also going to release a couple of episodes that I finished before October but just never got published. I am sure that the people I interviewed have had things happen in their life since then, and if they want to talk about that stuff, they're more than welcome to come back and talk about it. But I'm going to publish those episodes. I'm going to do a few things differently. One, I'm only going to publish conversations that I feel are meaningful and impactful conversations. Now, it doesn't mean they have to be about weighty, heavy things. It can be a fair amount of BS, but it's got to be going somewhere. And it's got to feel like we're not just going through the motions. It has to be a really involved conversation between people. And there's got to be at least some nuggets in there that continue to move the conversation about masculinity and the things that that are like an outgrowth of that. Compassion among men, compassion between men, empathy, intimacy, parenting, mentorship, all of that stuff. You know, some component of that stuff has got to be baked into whatever conversations I'm having going forward. I am not going to be publishing episodes bi-weekly anymore. You may get episodes in clusters. You may get a month in between episodes. I'm just not really up for the task of being so regimented that I'm going to be having, that there's going to be a conversation coming out every 2 weeks. So I thank you for bearing with me. Those of you that are still around, those of you that are subscribing, those of you that are still Patreon customers, sounds like a weird word to use, but are still supporting me on Patreon supporters. Supporters is a very good word. Let's use that word. Those of you that have reached out to me publicly and privately, been like, what's up with the pod? Have sort of gone through my venting and my frustration. And this isn't fully a we back message. This is just more of an explanation. But there will be new episodes in the immediate future. And I should say, like, one of the other things that's kind of gotten me thinking about doing these episodes again is the fact that depending on when you listen to this, I am either about to turn 50 or I will have just turned 50, unless you're listening to this way in the future, which I guess is possible as well. And there's been a lot of reflection, and I think there's going to be a lot of reflection over the next months and years as I reckon with, not just my age. And granted, age is just a number, but being on this earth for a long period of time means something. Being on this earth for a short period of time means something. Anyway, it is a definitely an inflection point for me, and I do want to have conversations with people who are at similar inflection points, and I just think that there is still a lot to say. There's still a lot to learn, still a lot to do, and I'm grateful for anybody who is taking this journey with me. So now I'm starting to talk in circles, which means I should probably shut up. Detoxicity will be coming back. There will be new episodes. Please be patient. If you would like to be on the show, reach out to me. I'm on Instagram sparingly at DetoxPod Guy. I can be emailed detoxpod@gmail.com. I love talking to people and willing to talk to people. If you know somebody who'd be a good subject matter expert for this particular topic, please let me know. Get them in here. We'll have a conversation. And I just, again, ask that you enjoy, that you think, and, let's all just keep trying to do better, right? I look forward to these next few episodes, and I hope that you enjoy them as well. So that is my "why have I been away so long" message. Just felt like I needed to put that explanation out there. Thank you for listening.